What is the worst case scenarios here? I think this virus is probably with us beyond this seasons or beyond this year. The virus will find a foothold. We will get community-based transmissions like seasonal flu. I see the way you were digging on the dark, fascinated by unseen creatures in the pond water after we talked about the lesson on microbes. And I imagine you as a scientist on the front line of a cure for another illness someday. I hear your sweet voice singing, and I'm humbled by the way music can touch souls, no matter whether they are. I watch you color with such concentration, and I wonder if someday you'll be singing those into effect with the same focus and determination. I have hope because you are a generation that will come out of this pandemic shaped and homed by the lesson that it has taught you. I have hope because out of the time when the world shut down around us, what truly matters, having all of you together, have never been more sacred, more devoted and dedicated. The question is not when we are going to have the vaccine, it's if we are going to have it. Not only is it if we are going to have it, it's what we are going to have when we have it. Will it be full or practical protections? The next more question is who is it for vaccine? Is it vaccine for the people who really need it, the old? They don't make good reaction to most vaccines. It's very difficult. The older they get, the harder it is to vaccinate them. The regulatory process, how they actually decided what should be used and what shouldn't. When they are using the vaccines, they are giving it to healthy peoples. Maybe hundreds of millions, maybe millions of healthy people. We've got to be extraordinarily careful when doing that, and that takes time. This notion of challenge testing, essentially infecting a certain number of people with a virus who have been given the vaccine, is that in any possible way ethical? It would be possible if there were a treatment, but there is no treatment. 20% of people who get COVID get very ill. They may have lifelong consequences. They may lose kidney functions and need lifelong dialysis. They have myocarditis and may have weak hearts, damaged hearts. They have made their arteries blow up with aneurysms, and they can get blood clots in their brains and get strokes. There's a lot of terrible things that happen to about 20% of those who are infected. And with no treatment. And we really don't have an effective treatment for this virus. It is madness to consider injecting the antibody for no idea whether the vaccine will work. We need to wake up and understand what we really have to do. There's no mystery to controlling this infection. We just look at the Eastern Asian countries, they've done that. They shut it down, and human beings through behavior, without a drug and without a vaccine, can shut down this virus. The recipe is simple and very simple. Identify those infected, identify all those exposed, and mandatory thorough isolation for 14 days in controlled conditions for those that exposed. That does it with a strong stay-at-home order. And the infections could be over in 6 weeks in these countries. That's the way to build economy back. That's a way to create safe cities. That's a way to open schools. That's what we see in countries that do it. Why can't we do it? We need a behavior to stop the virus. We work carefully, empirically, we look at the data and we go on to the next step. That's how we work. There is no evidence that this outbreak is at all under control. It's definitely not controlled. Our whole issues right now is aggressive containment to try to give us more time that it's going to take to prepare the health systems to be able to be flexible enough to deal with the potential second major cause of respiratory illness. Viruses don't respect the boundaries. They don't respect the geography. They are going to cross into many of these other countries. So these containment procedures in the form of the quarantines are really to slow down the process of the virus entering into countries, buying time. Buying times the matters because we are going to learn more about the virus. That might give some insights into how to best deal with it, to develop therapeutics in the form of antivirals. Vaccines that doesn't come quickly, that takes months or even a year, so that the time can be helpful there as well. enter the human trial phase of vaccine testings. The phase challenges to broad testings, which is a declining infection rate. They are still at a very early stage.